Hey guys, my name is Sediak and welcome back to another episode of FarmTown here in City Skylines 2, where last episode, boys, we upgraded the main road, the main highway that connects FarmTown to our other town across the river known as Sierra Valley. We turned it into a 4-lane highway, we extended some of the road networks, we increased the capacity, we changed the intersection, we took away some roads, we added some roads, and for the most part it seemed to have solved the major issues with the traffic getting from one side to the other. Now, granted, it's not perfect, there's still things that we need to fix, and we will kind of be playing around with those today. But last episode, we also had a slight little issue, and that came down to the fact with our power. Now, you know how you boys been doing this. We've been trying to have green energy for as long as possible, and it's going really well. But the problem is right now that we're getting so big that eventually we're not going to have enough wind turbines to power everything. And the way that we're currently going, we need to think about alternative ways in which we can kind of power the region, and still remaining within the green energy kind of format. Now the problem we're going to have is, and it's pretty simple to solve, is the bottlenecking for all the power. Now currently I have this beautiful little kind of a transformer station, which if we have bottlenecking issues, I can place a bunch of those dotted around all over the place and solve the bottlenecking issues, not a problem. But the main thing is, I can't just simply rely on our wind power to be able to power the whole region. Now currently we are consuming 74 megawatts, we're producing 103, which is great, that will see it for a little bit longer. But if I want to keep building industry and building the towns up and expanding and building bigger projects, we're going to start to get a little bit power thirsty. So I thought, you know what, let's implement a solar farm. That kind of still keeps within our green energy kind of like a theme that we're going with within this region. And it also produces a lot more power, give us a lot more control. It is going to be a lot quite expensive, but hopefully it gives me enough XP that we can also level up to unlock more tiles. So it is quite exciting. So if you are enjoying the series, make sure you smash that like button down below. If you are new in here, make sure you do subscribe so you get notified when more episodes do come out. Now this is what we did last episode, I can't even English right now. This is what we did last episode. We redid this whole region here for the industrial. We give it 2 entry points, kind of split the traffic, you know, bring more in and out. And we created a little system where the vehicles can now go under and over the kind of the bypass area here, thus keeping the highway slightly free. Now one of the major issues is the bus stop here. It seems to be a big issue. It's kind of backlogging a bunch of my vehicles. And all of my bus routes at the same time, and we kind of need to kind of configure that. Now we have alternative routes here. We have buses kind of coming in and doing the left and going straight out. We have this route here, which is interesting. This kind of comes in this way to go around. I can kind of change the waypoint and all of this and how it works. But that's kind of fine anyway, because it all used to kind of connect to this, which is a little bit funky. But I've got way too many buses trying to get to this. Now, I don't know whether it's an awkward moment where they're all kind of connected together. I don't know whether to kind of wait for it to kind of disperse. But the problem we have with this is, with the backlog that it's currently got, it will backlog vehicles leading in. We'll give that some time. We'll kind of come back to this and see what's happening. It could be that I'm just really, really unfortunate and I've just got all the buses trying to get here at once. If that's the case, then it should disperse itself and kind of like eventually, you know, spread out. If not, we might have to kind of redo how the buses kind of get to this area. But then we also extended the actual highway here, which leads over to a 4-lane, which is perfect. We've got a lot more capacity leading down, which gets to this. It's kind of like a partial cloverleaf almost. I didn't make it or give them the ability to go in all the different directions because I want to be able to control the traffic. Like, no one can really do a left turn, if that's the best way to put it. It's like a no left turn intersection. And, I mean, a bit questionable here and there, but it does the job. It does the job to a certain extent. If they want to make that left-hand turn, they have to kind of take an alternative route. But this has kind of solved it. I used to have big traffic issues down here. It's kind of solved it. But the traffic issues then move further along the road, which is what we've got to solve. But we'll come back to all this a little bit later. And when we can see it in, you know, its full glory within rush hour. Now, to get a solar farm, I believe I'm going to have to unlock it. Do we have it unlocked? It is here. It's 1.5 million, and it can produce 50 megawatts. Oh no, sorry, that's the battery capacity. It can produce up to 200 megawatts in the right area. So let's unlock this then with our development points. So power, solar plant here, which is a lot we've got to get now to unlock it. So, oh no, actually no, it's just the emergency battery station we got to unlock, which then gives me the ability to unlock the solar power plants. Nice. So I've been giving it quite a lot of thought on where we could potentially place it. And I like the idea of the fact that we're going to be bulking up this area with more farms anyway to kind of fit within the theme. And just kind of getting in the waterfront, which I think would be quite nice. I'm kind of hoping, I mean, I know the game's logistics and kind of mechanics don't work like that, but in my head, in the real world, if they place solar kind of plants or kind of, you know, solar panels near water, would it not help with the sun reflecting off the water, creating a higher beam? I don't know if it works like that, but in my head, it kind of makes more sense. It kind of makes it a little bit brighter. I don't know. There's a reason why you get more sunburnt near water than if you do, like, you know, in a field. Guys, I'm acting like I know what I'm talking about, and I have no idea what I'm talking about right now. So, solar farm anyway. How big is the... Oh my goodness me, it's actually quite big. Now, when it comes to placing it down, this here, if I rotate it, is the front of it. So I could place it somewhere there. I could do it kind of sideways. I would like it to have the farming area kind of dotted around inside of it. Now, it could fit in within a radius like that. And we should have like a... Because like in the UK, you have like loads of farming fields, and you have that odd 1 or 2 field that's filled with like solar farm plant things. That made no sense whatsoever. So I don't know if to put it like here, or we kind of now sort out the road network and then kind of create our next little section. So if I went about there and then cut across to here and then down, if I also then continue going up this way and continue going up this way, because that's now level, we could kind of place it here. I was going to put it near the water, but I like the idea of being integrated completely within the farming area. Now, I think it's going to be slightly off-centered. So if I pull it like there, for example, that was 1.5 million. Holy moly. This could work out pretty well for us. Yeah, this is going to look really good as like an integration. So if I go to... I got to find out where the area kind of ends and runs. So if I went to there and then run it all the way along the edge to here and then straight down, we now have our border for where the solar farm is going to be placed in. Oh, this is kind of cool. I ain't going to lie. This is kind of cool. So I'm hoping that we can kind of keep extending the farming areas. Wow, what happened there? I have no idea. What did happen there? I think it's because it was kind of placed on a split little grid section. And for some reason it's gone completely skew-if as well. No. Right, who am I to argue? That's just how it's going to be. We'll do another one to about here as well. Because what we've also got in this vicinity is we've also got... We're coming up to the edge of our little kind of like service kind of station area. You know, what we kind of implemented. So bringing this up then. Now we do want to kind of also slightly stagger a lot of this. So if I go to there with that and then maybe cut up here. And then maybe go down. I mean, would something like this... Because you got to stagger it, because you got to make it look a little bit ununiform so we can squeeze all these little farms all in. Now, obviously, this solar farm right now is technically not connected to our main grid. I'm paying for it, but I'm not getting the benefit from it at the moment. Now, it does have additional stuff we can kind of add onto it, a high voltage substation. Now, it means that we could also add additional connections to it, but we can use transformers to do that if I need to kind of push it anywhere. We can implement an advanced tracking system, which would hopefully give us a higher increase in production from the power. Which apparently is an overlapping item. What's it overlapping right now? How is that an overlapping? It's overlapping this. Wait, what did I even delete there? I have no idea. So 600,000 in the bank right now. That's just now been built. And then we also have the ability to do a backup battery, which increases the electricity storage capacity. Now that's going to be a separate building altogether itself. And I don't know whether that's something I implement to kind of bulk up and make it a little bit of a... not a weirder, but like a little bit of a different kind of grid format. But I don't know if the battery's going to be kind of handy to us in any way, shape or form, because ultimately we are we storing the power? I don't know if it makes any difference because we don't have the day and night cycle enabled. I'm not sure what that does for us on, you know, to that degree. But get this running around anyway, because now we've got like a little bit of a different kind of square grid, so the roads run off a little bit differently as well. So it all works out. It ultimately just all works out. So that's good then. We are now producing up to a... I mean, because I think it all is based on how many people you got working here as well. Changes the efficiency. And the higher the efficiency, the more it does start producing. Lack of sunlight, apparently. Minus 22%. What do you mean lack of sunlight? The sun is currently out right now. So we can produce up to... So we can charge up to 200 megawatts hours. And how much are we producing? 201. That's really good. That's really good. So my power-wise, so much. But obviously I can't use it. Well, I can use it. But it's kind of coming out of just there. But it will bottleneck eventually anyway. So we've got to kind of create the underground power line system. So if I go underground right now, and we've currently got this running to here. But I reckon can I connect it to something like this? If I just bring it down to there, and if I just kind of run this, leading around our edges, just run it through the town. It's all underground anyway, so you don't notice any difference. I'm just going to run it all into Sierra Valley and run one into Newton as well. So if we ever need to kind of connect up transformer stations and stuff like that, we can do it with ease. Now I'm going to run this just to here for now, so we connect it up to that extent, and then we're pretty much going to build a transformer over here as well. So transformer station, and let's see if I just kind of built it right on the edge there, because it doesn't really have any traffic and it's not really in the way of everything, anything I should say. And then run this all the way up. So go to there and then connect there. So that kind of just covers our back slightly. Wait, hold on. We can't connect it? Do we need to go down even further? Right, there we go. So it just kind of covers our backs a little bit, because now I've got this additional substation or transformer station over here that can drop out 80 megawatts or megahertz, whatever you want to call it, straight out the bat. Now, it doesn't look like it wants to utilize it. Does it need workers? It is not being used. And I'm assuming it's not being used because we don't need to use it just yet. But we've got that capability and possibility to be able to utilize it to reduce a lot of the bottlenecks. So it's only going to be a good thing. It's only going to be a good thing for us. We're all connected. We're all okay. So we are now producing solar. So just like when we implemented all of this over here for the sewage and water, and just double checking, do you know what? We're not actually looking that good. I thought this was going to see us for quite some time. Turns out, no. It's not. I didn't realize we had water issues. Now, are we importing water? I'm going to assume that we're importing water, right? So, services, water and sewage. Yes, we are importing water and sewage, you know, stuffs. So, we're going to have to build an additional one of these over here. Oh my god, I didn't realize this was going to be such an issue. Right, okay, so that's kind of blew me out the water. I get it. I don't know whether to kind of build it off here and mimic one like right in front of it. I was going to save this area for something else, but I feel like it's just going to be like a utility kind of area, so to to a certain extent. We have over here recycling. I haven't even looked at recycling. We might need to add some more stuff in. But if I get now the... What is this, by the way? What is it actually classed as? A wastewater treatment plant. So our wastewater treatment plant, place it right there. Bam. So we're going to add on to this. I'm going to try and literally mimic what we've currently got down. There we go. And the filtration system just there. Bam. Now, obviously, it will only have as much capacity as it does employees, because it all, I believe, comes down to the efficiency side of things. Oh, hold on. Service budget. Wait. Is it because my service budget's so low on the water and sewage? Oh, it's at 50%. Oh, I don't think I needed to place down. I don't think I needed to place down then the additional one. Well, it's not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt. Do you know what? I think we've got enough money right now where I could just pull it back to 100%. So if I just reset it to 100. And then what does it do for us then? Just give it a minute. And there we go. Even at 100% with the second one. Granted, it's not at full efficiency. Okay, maybe it isn't. But that's only just got us in the green. Ooh, okay, okay. So power's okay then, isn't it? Yeah, I don't need to worry about power, right? Yeah, that's going to see us for quite some time. I might even be exporting power. Electricity. Yes, we are currently exporting power, which is actually a huge revenue boost there. Perfect, really nice. Now, how is garbage? Because that's my other utility kind of stuff. The processing area is not looking the best. So it could be a case of maybe we implement additional recycling. But then again, I've got room to add on to this. So hazardous waste collection. I also have the ability to have an additional storage. But this is storage. It's not to do with waste or hazardous stuff. So if I placed you there and then went for you there. This is only really allowing me to have additional storage, not really anything else coming from this. But my status is pretty low, so I'm going to have to squeeze in something additional. So another recycling centre wouldn't be such a bad idea. It's just a case of where do I implement such a building? Is having it there a good idea, or is that completely killing us off as an area, or shall I implement it over here? Because I can place it, say for example, just here. I can get a bunch of extensions onto it, and I can get the hazardous waste one also added on this building as well. So let's just place it there for now. All this has given me a lot of experience points, by the way. We got the garage truck stuff we'll add on to. Now, how big is this as a building? This is actually quite large. So if I place you there, I'm going to move this down a little bit. I know this is costing me money. If I move it down by 2, add an extension here. So it literally mimics that building. Literally mimics it. Almost. Even though it's on this side. But the way it's staggered on the edge. And then we can do a 1 and a 2. Now that there is a lot more bulkier than that one over there. So once we get all the employees over, this should then, yeah, that's tremendously increase my garbage processing capabilities. Right, I think we're pretty much good with the services now, right? I think we're pretty much good with all the services. So I think we can rest a little bit easier for some time. Now, what we'll do here is we'll kind of extend our farming land. So I bring you to there, and then I'll bring this one out as well. But of course, we'll kind of slightly off stagger. So if I went like this to there, and then that to there. So you get some smaller ones, you get some larger ones, a little bit all more awkward in size. You're to there, and then we'll kind of push back on where this would be. And hopefully get something out of that. And I'll be off. I don't know if that is too wide to get a farm area in. No idea. But let's take a look at this then. So we'll come back to all that stuff in a minute. We've done a lot of the utility stuff, which is perfect. I want to take a look at this junction issue now. So we got an issue with a lot of them can't get out in time. Now, the problem with this is, and why it is a little bit of a burden for me, is because they're able to kind of shortcut this whole junction. Now, it's only beneficial if you're wanting to go straight over into Sierra Valley. So driving down here, straight over and in. It's beneficial if you want to come down and do a left turn, which I do have a road. Actually, no, I don't have a road set up to do a left turn. Unless you're coming down here to bend round this to go in, and then that's your left turn. And also vehicles coming down this way, they can't turn off to go that way. So what they have to do is go down here and then turn to go in. But I've tried to kind of make them not do that in the hopes that they'll utilize this bridge a little bit more. Which they do. They have been utilizing it a lot more. So I don't know whether to kind of do something similar to that what I did to this, where it kind of goes underneath and it's a direct route in, and then they choose if they want to then drive out to kind of connect elsewhere. Actually, how is my buses? My buses have kind of dispersed from this, so there was no need to change anything by the looks of it. So if I come to this then, if I just quickly pause, and if I delete the roundabout, we delete you, delete you, and delete you, and that bus stop's going to be a slight issue for us. So delete you for just a second. Get this road, and then as we bring it out, we want to bring it up to a 10. So we'll go quite long on the road. We'll go to there, bring it over, and then straight down. There we go. So it goes a nice little overpass, and it's more of a dedicated route directly into the town area. Now, obviously, we would have had a bus stop there. I could still squeeze the bus stop down, so nothing's really missing from that. And then go into play mode. Now, the problem with me doing this is it's then going to move the traffic that would have kind of left, right, up, down, you know, all that jazz. Now it gets pushed to a different junction, which this one gets a little bit more pressure applied to it. Now, what I think I might do is kind of slightly switch it out, where we could have this road connect in round about it, take this off as a connection and connect that one in, so they're a little bit more spaced out. I'm kind of like trying to go for this where they're spaced out, but it doesn't really make much sense over here. It doesn't really make much sense. So it's a bit of a difficult one, but the more connections you have, the better. But we're also going to put pressure on this, so we might need to turn this in an extension of the 4-lane road. It's an interesting one. It is an interesting one. But it's all dependent on what happens and how they take these alternative routes. But anyway, one other issue we got to sort out is this. Now, we have the road slip on there, but on the other side, we also have it slip on as well. Now, there's moments where we did realize and notice it last episode that they kind of start to backlog a bit. It's like we need to be able to slip them on. But the problem is, and what you would need to do is have a 4-lane road here between the two, which is just there. I can't do it because of the pillars up above. So that's an and ahhing situation to whether I need to do it. If so, I'm going to have to kind of slightly delete some stuff. So it's going to be interesting. But I reckon I wait till the next rush hour period to see how the traffic now falls before we move forward with all of that. I know there's some traffic here right now with the big crash going on. Oh, I don't want us to look at it. If you don't look at it, it don't exist. But other than that, I think we're running pretty smoothly. Apart from this over here, there seems to be these buildings that want to try and connect in. Now, I don't know whether to kind of slightly break the mold a little bit and connect you directly up. Just for the sake of it. I don't know. Bit weird, but we'll roll with it anyway. And how is it over here? Because this also gets a lot of pressure applied to it. And this experiences the same issues too, with people wanting to go a certain direction, wanting to turn and go this way, that way. It does put lots of pressures on, especially ones who want to do a left turn because they have to literally, you know, interact with the roundabout in question. Now, what I could do is not have a connection here. So the roundabout is mainly used for... But then again, I could also set up some flyover routes. You know, that would also work for us as well. That could also work as well. I've got the road trying to be... I mean, a lot of these vehicles here could also be wanting to turn off, but they can't do anything because of the road. So let's just first figure out if some of these vehicles are trying to make the right-hand turn here. Which I don't really want that turn... Oh, that's the annoying bit now, isn't it? Also, why have I got 2 lanes? Right, sort it out like that. Put this back to normal. Let me redo it real quick. Oh, okay. It's going to be like that no matter what. Ugh, that's gone a bit funky now, hasn't it? Hold on. I mean, just like that, it's solved anyway. So I don't know whether it made much of a difference, but this is something that we got to keep our eye on moving forward. We do need to keep our eye on this. So bear that one in mind. Right, when's rush hour gonna happen? Oh, I've just noticed it's getting to autumn right now, isn't it? So rush hour's not gonna happen for quite some time. But now we're starting to see the pressures on this junction. So this is where we could implement maybe the double connection. You know, that's what we kind of need to maybe think about doing. That runs directly up. So that will kind of replace this one. But then this doesn't go anywhere. Yeah. Bit of a sticky one, isn't it? It is a bit of a sticky one. But that connection there is the main road for this. That's another reason why that needs to stay. Unless this becomes another under overpass. And then these be the connections. Let's just... I'm curious. I am curious to see what we could get out of this. So if I push this right through and then get rid... And then whack a medium roundabout on. Apply the same logic to this. I'd like to know what kind of calling we get for all of this. Which also means I've just got to slightly change this area here. Roundabout medium. So those additional connections then, do they kind of ease the burden for us? I'll still keep that in. And we'll ultimately see how many vehicles are going to be using it. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens and what comes from it. There's vehicles using that. Obviously, the more connections, the more it spreads it out. But the more pressure it does put on this road in general. But we managed to solve it here. But then that's all 4-lane road, isn't it? So maybe I can bring the 4-lane road continuing down through this little strip. Because I don't want to do it everywhere, because that's not the theme of what we're running through with this area. There is, like, you know, to a certain degree, we have to realise that not everywhere needs to be city vibes. It's just about getting it all right. And with the ever-extending and growing areas, I'm just going to make sure that we've got the theme in mind. Oh, that went weird, didn't it? I'm just going to make sure that we still stick to the theme. Now, I might just try to bring it to there and leave it like that for just a minute. We've got multiple lane directions and changes. But then again, leading into this might be a good idea. But it doesn't have to. Where do we make it not be 4 lanes? Ah, we use this as the beginning factor. But I don't have that here, so I can't bring that into a 4 because that would look a bit weird connecting in. You'd almost have to extend it down a little bit further. So this is upholding for a minute. And obviously, because of how it's set up, that has a dedicated right turn lane. So we could get away with all of this. We could get away with it all. But that's the issue I was talking about, why we have to get rid of all the little pillars and widen it. So I might do that now. it might be a bit of a pain. I'm just wondering what I need to delete to be able to get it in. So that could go in there, but this connection's stopping us. So that's in there. Ah, I think it's that pillar that stops us, isn't it? Right, let's find out. We'll have to kind of freehand this. Yeah, that pillar's going to be a little bit of a pain for us. Oh, I don't want to delete all of this. Why can't I just not delete, like, hold on. What just happened? Like, seriously, what in the world just happened there? How did that just delete everything? Okay, now I want to cry. Now, this is where I officially want to cry. Okay. It's not like I wanted you there anyway. Oh my goodness me, what in the world just happened? I don't even know what just happened there. Right, bring you down. Connect you in. It might be our saving grace anyway. That's gonna hopefully work wonders. So play mode. Does this connect in fine? I just don't like how it's done that now. So I might just quickly... No, it's to do with that, isn't it? It's to do with that. Right, there we go. There we go, boys. We're getting somewhere now. We're getting somewhere now. Right, that merges in there. That merges in there. We're all good. We're all good. We're all good. We are all good. We need to bring this... This is the pain now, isn't it? This is the pain in my heart that we now need to sort out. Well, oh, I'm on the wrong lane. Right, that goes like that. But this is where we got to do that awkwardness right now with the additional lane and all that kind of stuff. And then, where does that go? Does that go about there? This is the pain of having to rebuild it by memory. I mean, it's ugly. I'm scared to delete anything now with the fear of the fear of it like deleting everything. Right, I'm trying to find the perfect... Right, it's not perfect, but I've just got to get this working. Right, this is going to be my next pain. Is this bend here? I think this may have gone by one more. Maybe to about there, and then it started to bend from this. Oh dear God, someone save me right now. Someone save me from this monstrosity. Right, so we've got that additional lane anyway, so once we now get a bit more free-flowy and these vehicles are a movie, we've got the additional slip roads on the insides. I'm not the biggest fan of these. It is like a cloverleaf in a weird way. They are a little bit of a traffic magnet. But the fact that we're now able to kind of filter multiple vehicles through might have worked for us. Now, this has no longer got power. I'm going to assume because we haven't... Well, we've deleted one of the roads that did contain the power grid. Right, can I bring up power so I can see? Yes. Alright, no issues now. So hopefully this is the last we have to kind of do with this. Until the next variation, he says. Now I think this will be fine. I know there's multiple connections. I mean, I might just make this as a complete overpass. And then allow them to rely on the roundabouts as the connection. So pause. No, actually, I'm not going to pause. I'm going to delete you. And delete you, and then we'll build up and over now. So road going down, up, and then down. So how does that affect the buses? The bus route does actually come this way, and then the bus coming from that way, oh, it comes down from there, but the bus coming from this way goes over that one. Oh, so one of the bus routes that goes to Newton utilizes both bridges. Right, that puts more emphasis on these. We've got the overpasses going over into Sierra Valley. You're not liking the fact that I've now just deleted some zoning. So we'll get rid of you and put you to there. There we go. And then as we build... Because we're probably going to end up building like a little bit of a mini village around this area. But they've got direct routes which make it a little bit easier. That road will go around and maybe connect up to Newton. As the farms continue. So the road layouts are all going to complement and align with one another. These double roundabouts are working beautifully for us right now. So is the big interchange. So I think I'm happy enough that we can now get all this back to where I want it to go. Who would have thought? Not me. Right, there we go. That one's sorted out. Just going to sort this one out real quick. There we go. There we go. Alright, scrap that one off there. That's all done. Now, did I edit or move any other ones? Not that I'm familiar with. Which is all good. You could say rush hour is now about to begin. That's a little bit of an issue for us now. Oh, do you know what I can actually do on this? Because it's double lanes at that point, I could do an asymmetrical road on this side. So for the 10th gazillionth time, let's now remove all of these farmland bits. Right, just to there. We'll bulk this up, so the 3 lane. And let's do the high. Yeah, make sure I do the highway style one. Wait, what's going on here now? Why can I not just, like, place this in? I don't know why the game needs to make it any more difficult than what it needs to be. I have no idea. But that gives me the ability to make them then, as they drive up to it, utilize 2 lanes, which all of a sudden has just made us utilize 2 vehicles to a junction. Now, the only issue is they are driving into a town that has an active rail crossing, so vehicles will have to stop. But I'm assuming it's because they're turning down here to turn in, because it's quicker than driving down this road. Which makes complete sense. Of course, it is. So, would it be worth me sneakily building an additional crossing? Just there? Just to kind of ease the burden and kind of take a little bit off that. I know it's quite close to that. But it should alleviate some of the flows and pressures from this. But then again, you could argue, well, you know, what about asymmetrical roads here where they can kind of take multiple exits and entrances? But then this is looking a little bit overloaded as well. But once you've figured out where people want to go, you can then kind of create alternative routes. So you just got to get more vehicles through this area. So pushing that all the way up to there. So we'll just kind of bulk up the amount of vehicles wanting to get to these areas in general anyway. Which means we can filter then twice as many vehicles through these junctions when the traffic lights give them the green light to go. Now, I know we're trying to filter out here, which is all good, but we've got this option here. So once this backlog has died down, hopefully people coming from this way, you know, would have went this way as well. I don't think these guys got the option to kind of turn that way around, have they? So I don't know whether it's worth me... Now, wouldn't it be worth creating a slingshot? Ah, they go down this way and turn that way in. That's what they do. Right, gotcha. Oh, I don't like this. See, this is why we gotta, you know, play around with all of this. I don't like... They need to have their own little slippy slip. To kind of filter in. But then, holy smokes, there's some issues here. Are they trying to make a turn here? Why? I don't get the reason why they're trying to make that turn there. But then the backlog going down this way. It might be worth now bulking this up to a 4-lane road. Because it's going to lead down to this. Which you've got 2 lanes in both directions. So that will filter that traffic out so much quicker now. So much quicker. Which will give these guys a little bit more leeway. But I don't like this. I don't like the straight on. I understand why it's there. But it does cause a lot of pain and issue here. Maybe that's why a lot of them take that turn, because that's the alternative route, because they're waiting for the traffic to die down there. Right. We have all of a sudden just created ourselves the biggest traffic jam we have seen to date. And it all stems down from this. These guys are waiting, which is causing that backlog. And they can't flow as quick as they want. Because of the backlog. But I'm wondering if I upgraded this... Oh, you can't upgrade that to a 4-lane. But it would be nice to maybe... incorporate... Right, I know it doesn't look right at the minute, but I'm trying to see if I can get... Oh, there wasn't even that... There wasn't even an issue there. Oh, okay, that's just now upgraded to that. So that will alleviate the vehicles to flow out that way, which is fine. They're coming down here. The reason they're getting so clogged up is because we can't filter the vehicles in quick enough. So they're just completely battling. But the thing you'll find is, me implementing the roundabout there has now reduced people wanting to turn this way to get in. But there's just chaos in general, isn't there? But as quick as it comes, as quick as it then disappears. So I don't know whether I cause a little bit of backlog, which has backed everybody up, and now they're clearing, and the issues will then disappear. But they seem to have, I wouldn't say solved it, but alleviated. But I don't like this road. I'm going to be honest with you right now. I don't like this connection into this. It just doesn't feel right anymore. It just doesn't feel right. So I might just simply call it quits on this connection. And then we just upgrade this farm. Well, I say upgrade the farm. Just slightly adjust the farm here. So I can go for the 4-lane connection all the way around. And just bulk it up and just have all the vehicles floating. It just makes a little bit more sense. Now, I know it's going to redirect everybody. But at least this road to Newton will be completely clear. They might start turning in here. And whatnot. But at least they can use this properly. So this is the only standby issue now, is all of this going on. So I reckon it's a simple matter of fact of the asymmetrical roads. 2 vehicles leading in, so we can have 2 turning in and out. This we could do the same thing as well, because that's leading from this way. Do I bulk this up to have 2 lanes? Like that up to there. And that then should alleviate all the pressures once everyone's got their green light to go. And then I think I'm okay. I think I'm then okay. I think we managed to solve it now. Obviously, just gotta wait for this to clear itself. And this is just everybody who's had to... It's everyone who literally just got redirected from me deleting that road. That's what this issue's come from. Right. How does it change my bus route, by the way? Had to go for a little bit of an awkward turnaround. But other than that, I think we're okay. Painful one, but we got there in the end. So we produce enough power, we're producing enough water and sewage and garbage facilities right now to kind of see us through. We've got a layout for all the farming area, which we're going to hopefully work with. And we're going to try and extend some of these roads leading up this way into Newton, so we don't have to rely too much on the highway. And when it does get a little bit busy like it does, we then have the ability to give them their alternative routes. That's what we're hoping for. Now, those guys are going to have to wait anyway. There's a lot of traffic going on, but these roads here will kind of come down and then link in. So it has it's a slower route, but it has the option to have an alternative route. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. So, with 21 tiles now in our name, we can then go ahead and do some expansions, build some new villages, some new towns, and kind of get more connections all up and running. What I would love to do is eventually start building the extension of the highway this way, leading out to wherever it may go, and then see more vehicles entering in, and then hopefully get a third crossing in as well that we can utilize to bring to the highway section over here, where it would connect over here, probably on this junction there, but that's us having to sort that all out anyway. Get that third connection in to kind of ease more of the burden that we do see coming from these roads. So we'll end it here, boys. We've kind of solved it. We've had a few issues. We've got a bit of traffic now, which is causing some, but one thing I do know is as quick as it backs up, as quick as it then does disappear. So I don't think there's too much stress we need to worry about. I think I just panic over the little things. Yeah. We'll see how the rest of it goes. But until next time, I'll see you all soon. So, goodbye.